Kazakhstan is one of the most multinational countries in the world. Here live representatives of more than 130 ethnic groups and nationalities. Each ethnos is a unique tradition, unique holidays, fascinating stories and amazing recipes. Recipes of kindness and peace, recipes of respect for their ancestors and foreign culture, recipes of friendship. Hello, you're watching Recipe for Friendship, and today I'm inviting you to take part in a whole round of celebrations which are happening right now on the territory of our multinational country during winter and spring. We will plunge into the beauty of rituals and learn a lot of new things. In today's program you will see ancient art of hunting with birds. I was taught by my father. And what's his name? Joly. He's 3 years old. We will learn how representatives of different ethnicities of Kazakhstan see the winter off. We will get acquainted with peculiarities of winter nutrition according to Russian and Christian traditions. It seems to me that festivals such as the Festival of Lean Cuisine, which takes place every year, are very important. They are important because they can teach our people how to eat right. Let's celebrate our favorite holiday, which marks the ethnic diversity of our country. The soul rejoices when everything is blooming and growing. I hope we will always have peace, friendship and tolerance on our sacred Kazakh land. I hope we will always be able to realize our plans, be kind to each other. I wish only good things to us. And of course, together we will celebrate the most important spring holiday, revered all over the world, Nowruz. Historically, many nations, the calendar of events and holidays was based on the calendar of fieldwork. Therefore, in winter, when the work in the fields is finished before the first heat, in many regions there were many interesting and unique reasons to celebrate. In wintertime, mass festivals of summer were replaced by cozy home gatherings and games. And among the active types of leisure was hunting. In the 21st century, when hunting has long ceased to be a way to bring food for the family, some of its types can be attributed to beautiful and spectacular sports. In our country, hunting with birds is especially viable. Training of golden eagles is a tribute to the traditions of the ancestors, and the annual Bekuchi tournament is an opportunity to admire the skills and dexterity of both birds and their masters. Our grandfather taught us. We always had golden eagles in our house. From the age of 5, I learned how to tame the golden eagle and participated in the variety of competitions. What's his name? His name is Joly. He's 3 years old. How long does it take to tame the golden eagle? A month. After I caught it in the mountains, I tied its legs with special cords, and I put a leather cap on its head. I bet he won't listen to a stranger. Yes, he will obey only me. And if he gets angry, yes, maybe. Here he scratched my hands. Hunting with eagles and falcons was once widespread not only in Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and the present territory of Central Asia, but throughout the Eurasian steppe as well as in many regions of Mongolia and China. In the Kazakh tradition, the skill of Bekuchi has existed for more than 1 century, and in the territory of neighboring Mongolia, rock carvings have been discovered depicting hunting with birds, and these petroglyphs date back to the Bronze Age. Strictly speaking, the concept implies not only hunting directly with golden eagles. For a long time people have tamed and trained gyr-falcons, hawks, falcons for hunting, but nevertheless the golden eagle was the most widespread in bird hunting. Why? Berkut is one of the largest and most powerful birds of prey in Central Asia. It is known that a strong golden eagle can take not only a hare or a fox, but it can attack a wolf, a young deer or even an agale. My name is Zhumagulya Sultan. I live in the Aul, Kazakhstan. The golden eagle is called Joly. He's 10 to 11 years old and I am 12 years old. What he's hunting for? For a fox, for a hare. He doesn't hunt for a wolf yet. When did you start hunting with a golden eagle? When I was 8 to 9 years old. Is he heavy? Yes, he's heavy. The hand is getting tired. Does he obey you? Yes, he's obedient. But he doesn't bite. Hunters from many regions of Kazakhstan gather each year to compete in strength and dexterity at the tournament. Well, for us, this tournament is another wonderful opportunity to admire the beauty of traditions and costumes, to marvel at the strength and dexterity of the participants and their pets, and mentally travel to the past. No matter how long winter lasts and how severe it may be, but a merry farewell to it is just as inevitable as the arrival of the Pancake Week. Annually, according to the calendar of Orthodox holidays, representatives of the most diverse ethnic groups of Kazakhstan celebrate the departure of winter or Maslenitsa, the most cheerful celebration during the frosty holidays.
На масляной неделе собрался честной народ. Ненасытное веселье, солнце по земле идет. Позабыли свое горе, одолеем как-нибудь. Песни русское застолье, дай душе легко вздохнуть.
The date of the Carnival celebration is changing every year. This event belongs to the number of Slavic Orthodox traditions. The nature of this winter celebration is deeply pagan. Once the date of the Maslenitsa was fixed and coincided with the day of the vernal equinox. Maslenitsa is celebrated among different people and under different names. The attributes of the holiday may be different too, but more often than not among them you will find a scarecrow or an object that can be used as a symbol of the winter boredom and diseases which can be destroyed. Well, sometimes people burn a wheel. They cover it with resin, straw, then set it on fire and roll. It is a symbol of the sun. After the Carnival holiday on the 22nd of March, that's when people celebrated it in ancient Russia. It was the end of cold, the beginning of warmth and growth. Each day of Maslenitsa or Cheese Week is carefully planned, and each day has its rules. Monday is a day of meeting. Tuesday is for flirting. On these days, young men and women flirt with each other, getting to know each other, and perhaps in the spring, one of the relationships will turn into a wedding. On Thursday, a son-in-law goes to visit his mother-in-law, and on Friday, a return visit is due. But the brightest day when people say goodbye to Maslenitsa is a Forgiven Sunday. If people bake pancakes all week, then on this day the pancakes played a special role. Winter is also symbolized by a scarecrow, which according to the ceremony is burned, hoping that not only the cold, but all illnesses and troubles will burn with it. While all confessional or ethnic groups hope that happiness will surely come in the spring. My name is Rahmatulina Galiya. I'm from the Tatar Bashkir Center. Today I want to congratulate multinational Kazakhstan on the holiday, and I want to wish everyone good health, a long life. I hope every day will be good to us. Let there always be prosperity in the house. Let our Astana prosper. Happiness, health and wealth to all. I hope our nation will be strong. My motherland is Kazakhstan. I'm proud of my country. Rituals of farewell to winter exist in many cultures. The Poles call their Maslenitsa Mariana and drown her in the river, calling for spring and prosperity. In the German tradition, the winter fair is called Fasching or Fastnet. The history of this German holiday goes deep into the Middle Ages. Even then it was accepted to see off winter with merry dances and welcome the long-awaited spring. Although Fasching, Carnival in Germany in many ways has a religious background, mass festivities are arranged here every year, exactly 46 days before Easter. This is a kind of farewell to carnal pleasures and preparation for a strict fasting. In the course of this fun carnival, everything that may seem inappropriate at another time is allowed. Brave tricks and insane jokes are welcomed. There are no restrictions on food and beverages. The tradition of bright and noisy farewell of winter goes back to ancient times. But later in the Middle Ages, the Church adopted this holiday as a merry time before the beginning of a strict Christian fasting. And Carnival, as it is often called in Germany, has the Latin root which means farewell to meat, because starting from Monday you will not be allowed to eat meat and any meat products or drink alcohol. You will need to dedicate all your time to prayers and abstinence in everything. Another beautiful ceremony of winter farewell we saw just recently. After all, the Armenian holiday Terendaz, known as the Day of Lovers, also symbolizes a meeting of winter and spring. It is known that fire in itself carries a great power. After all, many nations worship fire, it has power, and when you jump over it, it cleanses you from negativity. This ritual gives rejuvenation and cleansing. Well, after Maslenitsa, as a rule, a great fast follows, the time of purification of the body and spirit, when it is necessary to abstain not only from certain food but also from bad thoughts and deeds. The festival of lean cuisine has been held in Almaty for 7 years now. Here, people from all around the country treat everyone with dishes cooked according to old recipes and share their cooking secrets. It seems to me that festivals, such as the Festival of Lean Cuisine, which takes place every year, are very important. They are important for preserving the tradition. They are crucial because young people have a chance to understand the lifestyle of their ancestors. It is not healthy to eat meat all the time, as well as fish. Even people for whom this fasting is not a church or a spiritual event, they still find something new for themselves. This festival of lean cuisine is not only for believers. It is a wonderful demonstration of how well Russian housewives can cook. For those who adhere to very different foundations of faith, fasting is just a gastronomic event, and they can too learn a lot for themselves, and this is also very important. For someone, fasting, it's the time of prayer and obedience. For someone, a time of discovery and new knowledge. It's a holiday where the temples compete with each other. Each year they change the menu, each year they change their costumes, arrangement of the table. In its essence, this festival is a great way to compete and win prizes and certificates. Yes, it's interesting for the participants. Hostesses try to decorate their creations, someone draws inspiration from the culinary traditions of different nations. We have Ukrainian cuisine today. We have Ukrainian borscht with garlic pampushkas, but without meat. Of course, without meat, with beans. And we have dumplings. It's hard to imagine Ukrainian food without them. And today we have very good drinks. We have a Russian Slavic zbitin. It is a very ancient drink known from long time ago, and when foreigners came to the Slavic lands, they were surprised at its taste. And its name was Russian mulled wine or Slavic mulled wine. In fact, it is a non-alcohol drink, but it has spices, herbs and pepper. It is very sweet, very rich in taste. It can even be used for medical purposes. A lot of interesting things can be learned here from the history of world cuisines. For example, historically, before tomatoes and potatoes were brought to Russia, the borscht familiar to everyone today was cooked differently. The fact is that in Russia, before tomatoes were imported, the sour taste was created with berries, in our case with the use of cranberries. And indeed, when I tried it myself yesterday, because I cooked in this way for the first time according to an old recipe, when I tried it, I really liked it. It was very tasty, and I felt sorry that I had to share it. The most pleasant and interesting thing is that the cuisine represented here reflects all ethnic diversity characteristic of Kazakhstan's expanses. Here you can try plov and Ukrainian dumplings. We live in a multinational country, that's why we often take something from other nations' cuisine. Talking about bright holidays that mark the transition from winter to spring, one cannot help but recall another important date that appeared in our Republican calendar recently. On March the 1st, people of Kazakhstan celebrate the Day of Gratitude. closer the spring, the more bright events and cheerful holidays it brings. And among the annual occasions where people can meet each other and show themselves, there is another event. A traditional fair of artisans where masters from all over Central Asia come together. Come along with me to the fair. Traditional fair of artisans has long outgrown the format of the event, where people just go shopping. Reflection of the traditions of different people, the synthesis of modern design ideas with ancient motifs and ethnic classics, musical instruments, utensils, clothing and household items. In order to plunge into everyday life the way it was 100 years ago, you don't have to go far in the 21st century, at least if you live in Kazakhstan. Modern designers are inspired by ancient traditions, reviving along the way half-forgotten technologies in working with textiles, metal, clay and wood. Some masters resemble the left-hander capable of shooing a flea, another is like a Mad Hatter from a fairy tale. It's hard to leave a fair without buying something, but the most interesting thing and pleasant is to get to know those people who care so much about these sacred traditions. Do you do everything yourself? Yes, we breed livestock at home. We have 200 rams. I wash the wool myself. Everything is handmade from scratch. Do you cut wool yourself too? Yes, back in the village where I live, I make everything from scratch. Products made by Gulbashin were inspired by traditional Kazakh motifs and attract attention at first glance. The fact that this fragile woman takes care of the whole cycle of working with felt independently without purchasing any materials is absolutely amazing. Do you come up with all the design yourself? Yes, I do. Maybe you look for an inspiration on the internet. No, I do not have internet in the village. I come up with ideas on my own. Well, the winter is behind us and together we welcome the most important holiday for the whole Turkic world and the most beautiful spring event. Contrary to the widespread misconception, Nowruz has no relation to the Islamic tradition. It originated much earlier, back in pagan times. The day that marks the arrival of spring and renewal is celebrated in many Eastern countries. Turkey, Macedonia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Central Asia, Tatarstan, Bashkortostan, some regions of India, and this is not the whole list. The ancestors of modern Kazakhs celebrated the day of the spring equinox as a great day of the Ulus or of the people. Since ancient times, it was believed that the more generously you will set the table on this day and warmly welcome guests, the more generous the coming year will be to you. What are the main symbols of welcoming the spring in our country? Nowruz is a holiday of purification. Before celebrations, hostesses took out all unnecessary things and threw it away. Things that were still in a good shape were distributed among the poor. Careful cleaning is also an obligatory element of pre-holiday preparation. And just as in the carnival, the first pancake is given to the poor, so it is also customary to do kind things in Nowruz. The main dish of the festive table is fragrant Nowruz kozhe. Soup of 7 ingredients, among which are smoked meat from winter, cereals and milk. Everyone should definitely try nutritious, delicious food on this day. We cannot imagine festive Dastarkhan without bağırsaks, which, although roasted from a simple dough in oil, sometimes seem as the most delicious food in the world. Bağırsaks are loved by everyone and are appropriate on any table. In the old days, there was a belief that on a holiday you need to taste kozhe in 7 houses. Then the year will be happy and rich. It is not difficult to fulfill this tradition now. Moreover, Kazakhs are very hospitable and on a big holiday especially. Another rule that promises you luck in the future is to celebrate Nowruz without stint. Try to put the most delicious food on the table, wear your best clothes, welcome guests with open arms. The more you give on the great day of the Ulus, the more rewards you can expect from the coming year. The Crew Recipe for Friendship wishes you peace and prosperity. Until next time on Kazakh TV.